Read everything on the page. Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Dudley Board of Selectmen, Monday, December 1st, 2025. Chairman's note, this meeting is being recorded. First, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next, citizens' comments. Anyone have anything that's not on the agenda or doesn't require a vote of the board or doesn't require many hours of investigation prior? Seeing none, moving on. Do reappointments. Starting first with Chief. You want to come up?
There's two reserves on the list, Officer Robbie LaRue and Officer Mariano Conti. Both of them are in good standings, certified by post, and they do help us out with our department, primarily in support roles.
All right. Thanks, Chief. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to appoint reserve officers LaRue and Conti with a one-year term to expire December 31, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Unanimous, 3-0. License renewals. So these are, I'll say it. This is only the renewals that we've received information back from. So if you haven't sent in your paperwork, doesn't mean you're not able to. This just means this is what we have in good standing with paperwork into the office. Livy, you have any information on that?
No, the only thing I'll add, Mr. Chairman, is these are ones that were received by the time I posted the agenda. I did receive a few more late last week, but agenda had already been posted, so those will be on the 12/15 Selectmen's agenda.
Excellent, thank you. Would you like to read these?
Of course. Shri Dashama Incorporated, doing business as West Main Liquor, 212 West Main Street. 119 Marty's Liquors, Inc., 119 West Main Street. Angel Share Wine and Spirits, 81 Schofield Ave. And Shiv Corp., doing business as Patriot Gas, 251 West Main Street.
Does the board have any questions on any of these? Hearing none. Usually ask the public as well. Anyone from the public have any questions on these four? All right, hearing none. Motion?
Motion to approve license renewals for Shri Dashama Incorporated, doing business as West Main Liquor, 212 West Main Street. 119 Marty's Liquors Incorporated, 119 West Main Street. Angel Share Wine and Spirits, 81 Schofield Ave. And Shiv Corp., doing business as Patriot Gas, 251 West Main Street.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous, 3-0. The next, Imperial Parking Shop, 14 Airport Road, for license renewal, package store, wine and malt. Do we have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve license renewal for Imperial Pack and Shop, 14 Airport Road.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, 3-0. License renewals, on-premises all alcohol. Would you like to?
Got it. I'd like to make a motion to renew the license for Lack Inc., doing business as Club Jigger. Lack at 41 Brandon Road. Yak Inc., doing business as Upside Food and Drink, 59 Schofield Ave. HW Restaurant Incorporated, doing business as Yummy's Chinese Restaurant, 3 Center Road. Dudley Links Operations LLC, doing business as Dudley Hill Golf Club, 80 Airport Road. JNS Bew Incorporated, doing business as Cindy's Pub, 6 Chase Ave. 88's Bar and Grill, doing business as Firebrands Bar and Grill, 8 Airport Road. And Dudley D&C Incorporated, doing business as 21 Sports Bar, 21 West Main Street.
We've got one change.
Yep, Mr. Starczewski, I think you're looking at the original version of the agenda. There's been a revised version posted since then.
Oops. One before 21.
Before 21 was 88's.
Yeah, we haven't received that one.
We haven't received 88's. I'd like to amend my motion to eliminate 88's Bar and Grill, doing business as Firebrands Bar and Grill, 8 Airport Road.
Yes, I agree with that. One thing I'd like to add too,
Second?
second that.
Okay.
Yes, second that, sorry. I thought I already seconded it, but for Cindy's Pub, I remember previously it was J&S Blue.
Scrivener's error.
I just wanted to make sure we,
The Scrivener's error, and we took off Firebrands. Okay. Both good with that?
Yes.
All right. Got a motion, a second, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, 3-0. Next, license renewal, 2026, Club All Alcohol, Polish National Alliance of Dudley, Inc., doing business, P&A, 214 West Main Street. Do I hear a motion?
so, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to grant the license renewal for 2026 Club All Alcohol. There's only one, Polish National Alliance of Dudley Incorporated, DBA P&A, 214 West Main Street.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, 3-0. License renewals for 2026, Common Vic license.
I'd like to make a motion to renew licenses for Schofield Pizza Company, doing business as Leone's Brick Oven Pizzeria, 59 Schofield Ave, Cumberland Farms, store number 0191, 180 West Main Street, Jimmy's Pizza, 185 West Main Street, Sturbridge Coffee Roasters, 185 West Main Street, Shiv Corp., doing business as Patriot Gas, 251 West Main Street, Lack Inc., doing business as Club Jigger Lack, 41 Brandon Road, Imperial Park and Shop Incorporated, 14 Airport Road, Dudley Donuts, doing business as Dunkin' Donuts, 10 West Main Street, Yak Inc., doing business as Upside Food and Drink, 59 Schofield Ave, Quick Stops, 55 Schofield Ave, J&S Bew Incorporated, doing business as Cindy's Pub, 6 Chase Ave, Bjarni Dudley Incorporated, doing business as Subway, 28162, 157 West Main Street, Dudley Links Operation LLC, doing business as Dudley Hill Golf Club, 80 Airport Road, CJA Donuts Incorporated, doing business as Dunkin' Donuts, 269 West Main Street, Polish National Alliance of Dudley Incorporated, doing business as PNA, 214 West Main Street, and 88's, that's accurate?
Yes.
Yep. Thank you. And 88's Bar and Grill, doing business as Firebrands Bar and Grill, 8 Airport Road.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, 3-0. Number 9, license renewals, Orchestra Entertainment Jukebox Pool Table Video Game as required by the state of Massachusetts.
I'd like to make the motion to renew licenses for Lack Inc., DBA Club Jigger Lack, 41 Brandon Road, Orchestra and Entertainment, 1 jukebox, 1 pool table, 1 video game. Yak Inc., doing business as Upside Food and Drink, 59 Schofield Ave, Orchestra and Entertainment, 1 jukebox, pool table. J&S Bew Incorporated, doing business as Cindy's Pub, 6 Chase Ave, Orchestra and Entertainment, 1 jukebox, 4 pool tables, 2 video games. Dudley Links Operation LLC, doing business as Dudley Hill Golf Club, 80 Airport Road, Orchestra and Entertainment, and 88's Bar and Grill, DBA Firebrands Bar and Grill, 8 Airport Road, Orchestra and Entertainment.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, 3-0. License renewals, Class 2 license, secondhand vehicle dealer's license.
I'd like to make a motion to approve license renewals for Euro Cars, Marius Kalinowski, 44 Oxford Ave, Legal Auto Sales, Christine Brosnahan, 265A West Main Street, Alfred Lecanto, doing business as A Lot of Cars, LLC, 40 Hall Road, Michael Mayotte, doing business as West Dudley Auto Sales, 22 Southbridge Road, Ziggy Automotive Incorporated, Ziggy Laska, 5 McQuaid Street, Precision Auto Rebuilders Incorporated, 243 West Main Street, Robbins Auto Sales, 263 West Main Street, Anthony Simpson, doing business as Simpson and Son Used Auto, 8 Oxford Ave, ELC Incorporated, John Gurin, 12 to 16 West Main Street, JAR Services Incorporated, doing business as Romer Motor Coach, 138 West Main Street.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, 3-0. Thank you. Next, we're on to a public hearing, poll petitions. I'm going to open the public hearing at 6:44 PM. Town Administrator, who do we have? National Grid?
National
Someone from
Grid will
National
be
Grid
first
here.
up. Is there a rep from National Grid?
Come on up. Introduce yourself and
Hi, my name's Robert Williams. I work with National Grid here for the poll petitions.
so it looks like we're going to install one pole on Schofield, beginning at 115 feet south of the centerline intersection of Brandon Road and Schofield, installing a mid-span pole with supporting anchor and right-of-way to bring electricity over to a new residence at 19 Brandon Road in Dudley. Any background on that, or?
Nope, everything that passage stated is accurate.
MJ, any issues with highway? No? Anything else we should check with? Administrator? No? All right, thank you. I'm gonna close the public hearing at 6:45 PM. Oh, I'm sorry. Any comments from the public before I close? Yes, come on up and introduce yourself and talk to Mike. Yeah.
So my name is Riham Hakim. I own 19 Brandon Road. So I have like 3 years now. My house is not finished yet. And the last thing, I have issue with National Grid. I tried to call them too many times. No one answer. And they send the email to my electrician and they told about the work can happen today. So I'm in the middle now between my electrician and the builder. I don't know what I have to do. I have like 3 years now. My house is not finished because everyone like tell me we have to wait, we have to send this paper to here, but I don't know. Actually, my husband, he passed away from 4 years ago. So I'm working from like 5 o'clock to like 6 o'clock. And I have to call National Grid, stay with them like 1 hour. I don't have this time. And no one like can help me to finish this.
So we might be able to clear up any town issues in regards to the poll petition very shortly. If
So now I don't know what happened with National Grid. So I'm all set. So my electrician, he can start.
I think we have to, if there's no concerns or questions from the board or from anyone in the public, then what we would do is either approve or deny the request, and then they could proceed in doing that work.
Okay, this can happen today, right?
There's
I'm
a
so sorry
chance
because
the three
I
of
don't
us
know.
will all
I'm
approve
so
it
sorry,
based
I'm
on
asking
what happens.
because I don't know what's going on. This is the first time for me. That's why I'm asking. I'm so sorry.
I'm feeling pretty good about it, so, well, unless, this is where we talk about any concerns, or if Highway told us that there's a right-of-way problem or some issue with it, so that's why I asked the Highway Department if there was any issues. And now, next, I'm gonna ask if there's any other public comments or questions that might be a concern or not. And then we close this hearing, and then there's usually a motion and a vote to see if it's gonna go through.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Explanation.
Yeah. We've done a few of these over the years, right?
Yeah, we have. Good job.
So before I close, any other questions, comments, concerns? Yes. Come on up to the mic and introduce yourself. Either or.
Sit, stand. Sorry.
I'm Linda Hackinson, 6 Deary Lane, Dudley, and I received a certified letter about another pole being installed on Deary Lane.
It's next.
That's the next one.
It's the next one.
It's on the list.
It said, oh, it's the next one? I thought you were
Yep.
done.
Section
Okay.
11E, we're gonna open a second poll one for that
Okay,
one.
I just had some questions on it.
Yep, we'll start that one after we clear this one up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions about the Schofield Ave public hearing? All right, hearing none. I'm closing, now officially closing it at 6:48 PM. What's the board's pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that the Board of Selectmen approves poll petition number 312-03278 for National Grid to install one JO pole on Schofield Ave, beginning at a point approximately 115 feet south of the center line of the intersection of Brandon Road and Schofield Ave, installing a mid-span pole with a supporting anchor and right-of-way to bring electricity over to new residents at 19 Brandon Road, Dudley, Mass.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. All set. Thank you. All right, so we're on to the next one. We'll open another public hearing for Deary Lane. We're gonna open that at 6:49 PM. Deary Lane, National Grid to install a pole on Deary Lane beginning at point approximately 255 feet west of the center line of the intersection of Elizabeth Street. National Grid to install one new 40-foot pole numbered PI-250 on Deary Lane to provide power to the customer. Any comments from National Grid?
No, it's just the passage is exactly what we're doing.
Okay. Any questions from the audience? Yes, come back up. Just introduce yourself again and
My name is Linda Hackinson. I live at 6 Deary Lane in Dudley. And I just have a question, what is the purpose of the pole? Because they've had electricity going from the pole near my mailbox over to their pole on their land for many, many years. They built another residential garage, and I've seen lights on in there already, and their doors are working, so they have electricity to both garages, so I'm just curious as far as what is the need for another pole.
all right, let's see if, sir, do you have that answer?
The most I can really provide for information, I'm not the engineer who designed it. Based on the fact that it sounds like the customer must have put in for a service revamp or upgrade, and it was determined that a pole was needed in order to service this customer. That's about as far as I can really go in an explanation for it.
So what would be some of the common reasons to require a second line or a different line?
It could be anything from boundaries, like abutting property boundaries and not trespassing. It could be because of the wire size and not, if the service drop is being upgraded and changed to a different wire, we might need to come off of a pole and not so far off in the middle of the street, in the middle of the line between pole to pole, which happens often. Or they could have changed their service to underground and they needed a pole to run their service to. But I don't have that plan in front of me, so I couldn't tell you exactly what the reasoning for the pole was.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have a reason why it shouldn't be done? I guess let's start with that. All right, hearing none. Any other last comments, questions, concerns from anyone in the crowd? Hearing none. MJ, this one also good? All right. I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:52. What's the board's pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve poll petition number 31143382 for National Grid to install one JO pole on Deary Lane beginning at a point approximately 255 feet west of the center line of the intersection of Elizabeth Street. National Grid to install one 40-foot pole numbered PI-2-50 on Deary Lane to provide power to the customer.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, it might be worthwhile if part of Mr. Siganovich's motion included a request from the National Grid rep to provide a brief summary, either to the Board of Selectmen's office or to Mrs. Hackinson, just to give further explanation as to why the pole is being placed there.
Any further discussion? Or want to change your, based on the recommendations of town administrator, or stick with the current?
What would you like to have added to the motion specifically?
Motion, as you stated, Mr. Siganovich, with the understanding that National Grid will contact the Board of Selectmen's office and/or Mrs. Hackinson to provide a summary of the purpose of the additional pole, a satisfactory summary.
Should we do that before we approve it?
I don't think we need to hold it up, but I do think we at least owe an explanation. There are other mechanisms, if it was an additional building or something like that, that would go through the town as well. So if that became a point of contention, there were other avenues for us to get involved with. But the placement of a pole, for all we know, it could be a new service, a replacement of an old pole, something very benign. That
What's your confidence level that we would receive that after approving it?
it's pretty good. And you'll bring that message back, right? Have an engineer reach out to us, or?
Yeah, when I tell them, I'm just trying to figure out what I would say. So it's basically approved, but withstanding a.
With the understanding that we'd be provided with a summary, and we also have National Grid reps that we can reach out to apply additional pressure, but I don't think that'll be necessary. I think next time, if there's some summary or engineering plan you could bring with you, in
Yeah.
case this question comes up again.
Yeah.
But, you know, just in the spirit of compromise through the chair, let's just provide Mrs. Hackinson with a summary, and we'll have an idea as to what the actual purpose of the poll is.
Okay.
We'll have that information every time one of these happens.
Yeah, I go off of the petition sketch that is drafted, so, you know, what's on the petition sketch is kind of what we can provide unless we're given extra information with the petition, so I can bring that up, but it's not always gonna be a
And through the
guarantee.
chair, I can almost guarantee you that when there's a poll petition hearing, the purpose of the poll is gonna be one of the things, the questions that will come up again,
Yeah.
so.
Well, it's in the passage, it says it's to provide power to the customer.
Sir, National Grid is providing power in general, so I think we figured that part out.
Yeah.
If it's, you know, if it's something
No, it's
easy,
okay.
like a replacement or a new service, just, that's all we need to know.
You just want further clarification. I
Right, in
understand.
case a question like
Yeah.
that from a resident
That's,
comes
yeah,
up.
I understand, we
Yeah.
can, I will
Back to the
bring that in.
provided the motion.
I did, and I'm considering withdrawing it, because what if the information comes back and it's something that we wouldn't approve it?
Would you like to pull back the motion?
I'd like
You
to
okay with
remove
that?
my motion.
Okay, so board's recommendation, take no action at this time until we get the information
Yeah,
on the issue.
I'd feel better with that, just because, and I know if Mr. Sullivan was here, that's what he would say. And I
Makes sense. If
would
there's-
tend to agree with
If
him.
there's doubt, ask the follow-up question and push, and get that information. That sounds fair. All right, so we have no motion. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, we closed the public the public hearing. I know, but now we have questions, and we're gonna need those answered. Just in case there's any further questions. Thank you. All right, thank you, sir. So we'll put that, if we get that information back, we'll reach out and maybe we'll come up again.
We can, Mr. Chair, we could put them on the December 15th and do it again, if we have a satisfactory explanation.
That'd be great.
And I think it's, even though Mrs. Hackinson stated she got the information she needed.
Yeah, it just created more doubt. Well, we got more doubts.
This is gonna happen again, so let's just.
Yep. Okay. Next, public hearing on tax classification. I'm gonna open the public hearing at 6:58. Principal Assessor Lisa Berg, come forward, please. What else do we want?
Why do you think mics are sensitive?
Good evening. I'm hoping there's not gonna be lag on this time with the slides. Okay, so the purpose of the tax classification hearing is for the Board of Selectmen to vote to determine if the Town of Dudley will vote for a single tax rate or a split tax rate. A vote for a single tax rate would mean there is only one tax rate for all classes of property. That would be commercial, industrial, and personal property. A vote for a split tax rate would shift the burden from the residential properties onto the commercial and industrial and personal property. Currently, these numbers don't change hardly at all every year. They stay pretty consistent. As you can see, we only have 2.1% in commercial properties, 1.7% consisting of industrial property, 2.7% in personal property, and the majority is residential, which is 93.5%. So here are historical class percentages. I went back from 2018 to fiscal 2026. You can see they don't move much. And it's always, the highest percentage is always on the residential properties.
Lisa?
Yes.
Other than the subtle increase in commercial and industrial percentages. That looks more like a rounding error.
Some of it is rounded. Sometimes we might have like venture properties on West Main Street. That used to be, what was that called? Was it IFE? It was the Fauché property.
Oh, yeah.
That was an industrial building. That's no longer industrial. It's now commercial. So you see a little
Some
bit.
subtle shifts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So every year we go through the top taxpayers. We have two that are over 9 million in assessment, and as you can see, those are personal property accounts, Boston Gas and Massachusetts Electric. Hamel Corporation, which is Webco. That's the only one that we have over $7 million in assessment. And then, of course, we have Gentex, which is the only one that's over 5 million. And JPM Realty Partners is the only one that's over 4 million. And I put to the right, you can see obviously Hamel and Gentex are industrial properties and JPM are residential properties. I believe those are apartment buildings on the corner, Mill Road and Dresser Hill Road. There's multiple buildings. Then we have two taxpayers over 3 million. Mr. DiDonato, he has a combination of residential and industrial properties, and of course Henke Sass is industrial. 9 taxpayers over $2 million, and those are all residential, commercial, and industrial properties. We currently have 40 taxpayers that are over $1 million in assessed values. The ones in red are personal property, Charter Communications. Essilor is actually Gentex Optics. That's the personal property within the building. Verizon New England. So I try to show you this every year to see the ones in red with the personal property, Verizon New England, Boston Gas, Charter Communications. Those are everywhere and pretty much every town, and their assessed values are high. But when you compare it to the rest, it's not these big businesses. The big businesses we don't have in town. So this year, the average assessed values on single-family homes is $449,928. That's up almost $33,000 from last year. The condominiums are at $243,787. That was a small increase of about $7,800 overall from last year. Two families are at $388,285. Those went up quite a bit. Those went up $73,000 more than last year. We had a lot of multi-sales that sold very, very high. Three families, those went up quite a bit too from last year. Those went up $50,000 from last year for the average. 4+ units. I don't have the difference on that one, sorry. Commercial only went up about $9,000 from last year. And industrial went up about $10,000 overall last year. We don't have a lot of commercial and industrial sales here in town. So here's the scenario if we shift the tax rate by 5%. So if you look at our proposed tax rate right now, if everything goes through tomorrow, will be $10.06, which is a 51-cent decrease from our tax rate last year. So your average single-family tax bill will be $45.26, with industrial being $5,440. So if you look at the shifts to the left, for example, the first one, a 5% shift, would drop the $10.06 down to $10.03, and the average single family would save $13 for that 5% shift. The commercial industrial would be increased to $10.56 from the $10.06, and they would be paying an extra $270. So if you go down all the way down to line item number 6, you can see the huge difference if we shift by 5%. The tax rate would go down to $9.85, and the average single family would save $94 a year, but the commercial, industrial, and personal property classes would get hit with over $1,600 more in taxes a year. And now with that being said, you know, commercial industrial properties, they're making money, but they're not large corporations. They're not McDonald's, they're not Burger Kings, they're not Kentucky Fried Chickens or supermarkets. They're not high-end. They're what we call the little mom and pop shops. You know, we have liquor stores, we have hair salons, we have park and shop, we have convenience stores. They're not large businesses, and our fear is that if you shift the tax rate, some of these businesses that are already struggling won't be able to stay in business anymore. And this is the the assessed values by class back to 2017. I believe from last year to this year, we increased by 9%. So there's not a lot of shift. If you go down the last column, there's not much change over the years. So some general statistics. The assessments for fiscal '26 are as how the property stood January 1st of 2025. It is June 30th for new construction. That's where I pick up supplemental billing if you're building a new house and it increases more than 50% from the prior year, and the house is 100% complete and it has occupancy. I send out what's called a supplemental bill. That was adopted by the towns at like 25 years ago. The Department of Revenue approved our fiscal 2026 assessments on October 30th this year. Out of the 351 towns in Massachusetts, only 126 of these towns have a split tax rate. Dudley remains actually at the 47th lowest tax rate. It was 47th last year amongst the towns. That's all the towns I compared to that did not have split tax rates. I wanted to compare apples to apples. So the overall increases, the average increases for this year, single families increased overall 8%, condominiums increased 3%, multifamilies increased 16%, commercial industrial only increased 2%. Our new growth value was $23,689,490, which generated an additional revenue of $250,398 for the year. That being all new homes, pools, decks, any improvements that were done through building permits. We did pick up a lot of that on our cyclical inspections that are going on, where I have a data collector going out and inspecting the homes in town. You could put a shed up and you don't necessarily need a permit, but you do pay taxes on it. So we pick that up when we go out there. And of course, there are some times that there are structures that didn't have permits, and we pick those up as well. So here's the 5-year history of our tax rates. As you can see, it's pretty steady. 1170 went down to 1016, up to 1048, up to 1057, and we're looking at a decrease of 51 cents for $10.06 for this year. And I believe part of the reason for that is, there was no debt exclusions for this year, no overrides. If the assessments, if everything stays the same and the assessments go way up, we can't have a high tax rate because we'll exceed our 2.5%. So here's the comparisons I do with the towns around us. Charlton is in 57th highest with a tax rate of $11.13. Their average tax bill is $51.61. So if you just go down the columns, so Oxford just last year decided to go with a split tax rate. I'm not sure why, but they've always had a single tax rate. And I did count them, they were in the 177th lowest. So if you look down the line, we're the lowest. We're the lowest ranking tax rate. And then if you look to the right, where we have 93% residential and 6.5% commercial industrial, we don't really see a need to place the burden of the taxes onto the commercial, industrial, and personal property classes, because if you compare our town to all the others, they have, they're pretty close. They're pretty close. They don't have a lot of industrial and commercial either. So, in conclusion, it's recommendation of the Board of Assessors that the Board of Selectmen vote on a factor of 1, which will continue our historical single tax rate.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Any questions from the board before I open it up to the audience? All right, no questions from the board. Any questions from the audience? No questions from
Tough
the
crowd.
audience. Must be, no. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And I believe you have to take a vote, right?
I have to close the,
Oh, it's right here.
yep. All right, there was no questions, so I'm gonna close the public hearing at 7:12 PM. What's the board's pleasure? I believe there's a recommended motion.
I don't know if this is a recommended motion or a paper for your signature. Recommend that the motion include to vote to the Board of Selectmen votes to approve the recommendation of the Board of Assessors and maintain a single payer tax rate for FY '26.
Does anyone want to move that motion?
Right?
Chairman, I'd like to, the phrasing used was a residential factor of 1.0. I'd like to make a motion that we continue, as past practice, the residential factor of 1.0 and do not have a split tax rate.
Second.
Discussions, that adequate motion to do what we want to do? Getting a nod from the assessor? All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None, unanimous, 3-0.
They need to sign this, right?
All right, next to more public business. Board of Selectmen right of first refusal vote. Under Mass General Law, Chapter 61A, Lot 16, 2.92 acres, and Lot 35, 1.66 acres, Dudley Oxford Road, Book 22008, page 362. Board of Selectmen to discuss whether or not we're going to waive the right of first refusal or take any other action relative thereto. Can you introduce yourself?
Good evening,
please?
Board. My name's Jeff Chase. I'm from the town of Sturbridge, the town with that high tax rate on the board. Anyways, represent Lou Perrin from Nag Realty Trust. He's trying to sell and give away some land on Dudley Oxford Road, 277 Dudley Oxford Road. We have a signed purchase and sale agreement to sell Lot 16 for $80,000. That's in Chapter 61A. And we're also donating land on Lot 35, which is 1.66 acres, donating that land to Dudley Conservation Land Trust, the same buyer. And we're asking you to decline your right of first refusal, to not exercise your right of first refusal so that we can put the sale and the donation through. If you have any questions, I certainly can.
Any questions from the board? Any questions from the audience? Should we have done this before the assessor left the room, or?
I'm here.
Oh.
I moved up in case you had questions.
Okay, no, I just didn't know if you wanted to recalc anything.
Actually, I do. Mr. Ruda, do we have any use for this property, the town?
We do not have a use for it, Mr. Siganovich, nor do we have a source of funding to purchase it at this time.
Any other questions, comments, or concerns? All right, I will close the, oh no, we don't have to do that. Sorry, I got in a roll there. What's the board's pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that the Board of Selectmen waive their right of first refusal under Mass General Law, Chapter 61A, in regards to the 2.92 acres of Lot 16, Dudley Oxford Road, Book 22008, page 362.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, 3-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, Misty Meadows. Board of Selectmen votes to authorize the treasurer collector to release upon the recommendation of the highway superintendent funds for Misty Meadows surety bond in an amount sufficient to support public safety access. Highway superintendent, would you like to discuss this with us, please?
Misty Meadow, down on the bottom, is full of potholes, and we go through there with the plows in the winter, just so the buses can get through. And I have no way that I can use town resources to fix it. So I was asking the board if they would release, they have some money left over in their bond or whatever, so I could at least patch up the holes and get by through the winter time, so we can, for public safety.
Any questions from the board? All right. Hearing none. What's the board, sorry, Mr. Town
I
Administrator.
just want, just for the record, about how much are we talking about, because we want to vote a specific number.
I mean, maybe, I'm not sure what the time right now. I could patch it up for now with the weather being, even if I bought 20 ton of asphalt, it would be 82, 860, under $2,000. So,
And they have that much in the?
Yes.
The bond. So, all right, so it would be covered by the bond? Okay.
yes.
Any other questions, comments, concerns?
I just see the treasurer collector's mentioned here. I didn't know if you had anything to add. If you're good, you're good. You don't have to, I see you mentioned there, just want to loop you in, that's all.
It's not a performance bond, it's an escrow, so there's cash in the bank. So to release those funds, sure this has been vetted by town council because it's for a subdivision. So you're releasing planning board funds held in escrow on a abandoned subdivision. I'm happy to take the direction of the board if that's something that's fair and proper.
So purely transactional from your point of view, just checking a box, move it in.
I'm the custodian of town
Got
funds,
it.
so I'm happy to nod my head and make the withdrawal as directed.
Thank you, just wanted to.
It's gonna be as minimal as I can get by, just to get it patched up. Like I said, it's a public, you can't even drive through the streets. It's just huge potholes, you can't plow it, so.
All right, any other questions, comments, or concerns?
Yeah, just a housekeeping thing. So you said less than 2,000.
Yeah, yeah.
So if we made a motion to move 2,000 out, it costs 1988. What do we do with the 12? Goes back in?
Yeah, I believe, and you probably ask Rich, but you would pay for the materials.
I just want to do the
Directly
right,
from the-
I just
from
want
the
to do
line
the
item.
right thing. I don't want to do the
Yeah,
wrong.
I mean, I could.
Get a bill and pay the exact amount, so authorize.
So the
us
exact
to-
amount comes out.
You know, I could just be able to patch it up with one load of asphalt, and it's less than that. I just need to be able to.
So a motion like up to 2,000?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to vote to authorize the treasurer collector to release upon recommendation of the highway superintendent up to $2,000 in funds from the Misty Meadows surety bond in an amount, as an amount sufficient to support public safety access.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just a little additional history behind this. This came up when our former town planner was here, along with Eisenhower. I believe, you may recall that Eisenhower was to have the Board of Selectmen vote to release money sufficient to cover the cost or some repairs to the pump station at the request of the sewer department. This was the, prior to the failed vote for the betterment in Misty Meadows, this was the plan of action to repair those potholes that have not been addressed over the course of the last 3 years. So this went through town council. The order of release went through town council. Previously, it's the same situation that we did for Eisenhower, and we're repeating it again here tonight.
Thank you. We've got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, 3-0. Next, Town Administrator's Report, including a betterment update.
And following the meeting last month, Mr. Chairman, the board directed me to provide a update on the 2 betterments that we have open. The first one was Tobin. As you recall, Pear Engineering has been engaged to update existing conditions, identified actions to bring the project within the available budget. It went out to bid. The bids both came in too high, so we did not go with either of the people who bid, the companies that bid on the project. So Pear is there, they're gonna outline work items to be completed by the town, they're gonna summarize recommended modifications, and prepare the final bid package for us. Pear completed a site visit on October 14th with the highway superintendent as part of developing these recommendations and the updated bid materials. And then following the board's direction, we requested a status update from Pear last week. They indicated their recommendations would be ready at the beginning of this week. As of 5 minutes ago, I checked my email because I sent one out this morning saying that I hadn't heard anything yet. It still is the beginning of the week. I haven't heard anything back from them yet. They haven't responded as of now, but they're very good, and I anticipate that we'll have a response this week, soon, as they said that we would. Once we expect to receive the final recommendation, hopefully tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Once received, the town will review the documents. We'll establish response dates in mid-December. That's when we'll put the bids out. We'll advertise the bids, and we'll proceed to award the bid accordingly. Proceed with the work early spring, if everything goes well. The second betterment is the Eisenhower betterment. Earlier this year, the town requested preliminary scope information for Eisenhower to support residents interested in submitting a betterment petition. Because a final scope and cost estimate can only be developed after the petition is submitted, no cost information was produced at that time. Since then, a resident, I think it was within the last few weeks, has since submitted the betterment petition. It went to the assessor's office. She checked the property owners. It was a legitimate betterment petition. It's been verified by Lisa. The staff followed up with the resident to explain the next steps. I believe Olivia reached out to her personally, including the development of the project scope and the preparation of the bid package. In November, the board directed me to produce a cost estimate for the Tobin project, which is in progress through Pear. And as soon as they free up with the Tobin betterment, we pay the bill, we move on to Eisenhower. So that's progressing along. So when we get those final costs, we'll proceed accordingly, and we'll get Eisenhower up and running. So everything is on schedule. Pear is pretty much done with their work on Tobin. The bid will go out for Tobin. They're gonna move on to Eisenhower. They'll work with Graves Engineering, works as our town engineer, and we'll get something together on Eisenhower. That's progressing right along as well. If there are any questions about them, happy to answer them now.
Any questions for the town administrator on those topics?
I just want to thank you for updating this. I know we encourage people to come during citizen comments, and someone came, asked a question, there's the information. Good government, that's all. Thank you.
Next, Mr. Chairman, the tree lighting with Santa is scheduled for Thursday, December 4th. That's this Thursday at 6 p.m. And we're hoping, as in years past, we'll have a big turnout to officially usher in the holiday season. Shepherd Hill music students will be here to mark Santa's arrival, and there will be crafts and light refreshments for the kids. And then the Santa tour will be starting at Town Hall this Saturday, December 6th. It'll include Santa, Chief Grinch, his dog Maxine, and Officer Frosty, and they're going to begin their tour of Dudley atop the Big Red Dudley Fire Department and be escorted by the Dudley police officers in a motorcade through town. Those routes can be accessed and are available on the town's website at dudleyma.gov.
What time does that kick off, Mr. Tillman?
I believe it's at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. And you can track Santa's route through town by downloading the Glimpse app next Saturday, just before the motorcade starts. So next Saturday, 11 a.m., Glimpse app, Santa's tour.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
All right.
This Thursday for the other thing.
Is there a rain date? I'm seeing precipitation that day.
Santa goes in the rain, the snow, the sleet, unless the fire department feels differently.
There is a rain date.
Already
When's the rain
fell.
date?
1 week later.
1 week later. I hope it doesn't rain on Christmas Eve. There's gonna be a lot of disappointed kids.
All right, anything else, Mr. Town Administrator?
That's it for me tonight, Mr. Chairman.
ATA, anything? All right, do we need a motion to approve that update?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 All right, next, departmental communication. Chief Grinch, anything?
No.
Chief?
No.
Water sewer? Highway?
No.
No. You're out of the club. Sit in front.
Just want to remind everybody, we're going to be having some storms coming up, maybe one tomorrow, this weekend. We're going to be out pre-treating in the morning. Hopefully, it's going to be rain. And if there's parking bans, please do not park in the street, because then I have to contact the police to get the cars moved, and it's just a pain. So,
If there would be any issues, it'll go on the rave, right?
if there's a parking ban, we'll put it out on a rave and
Yep.
social media and everything, so.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, now George wants to get up. Wow. What can we do for water sewer today, George?
Well, I'm just letting the public know it's going to get cold pretty soon, and especially below 20 degrees, people's going to start checking their piping in their houses, both in and out. But a lot of these older houses with the block foundations, the stone foundations, there's drafts that are going to come through. So we get a lot of freeze-ups and calls out to take care of the freeze-up. It's usually in locations people don't realize. So just check the areas, make sure every part of where your piping is got some heat in it. And by all means, when it does occur, do not use a torch. Just use a hair dryer to thaw out the pipe, and it'll do just as good of a job. That's it.
Treasurer collector?
Just gonna go after your accountant. She had a couple of things I can follow up on.
Who calls the order in this? Do I call the order, or do you guys decide what you want to do?
Okay, really brief. We'll be submitting the recap tomorrow, as Lisa indicated, and as soon as that goes in, I'll update all the estimated revenues, the local revenues, because they've shifted since you've seen the budget. And then I'll print out the year-to-date revenues. We are up to date. October was posted right after the last meeting, and everything's been reconciled, so we're really doing good on keeping things current there. Schedule A is ready to go, except for one editing issue that I'm gonna resolve tomorrow with Rich. And moving forward, the finance team will be meeting and developing policies and procedures for your review. I've mentioned it a few times, we just haven't had time to get to it. We're gonna start with an actual policy for the finance team, outlining what our responsibilities are. And then escrows and surety, a policy for that, as well as credit cards and turnovers and injured on duty. So those 5 you should be see coming away pretty soon. So that's my department.
Thank you. Treasurer collector?
Thank you for allowing the accountant to go first. She had a few things, and
Asked.
we'll dovetail right in. Just a handful of things to go through as far as the state website goes to get the tax rate set, and then we'd be printing bills. Also, anybody who had an unpaid 25 water or sewer, this is the time we'd be doing the liens. Now's the time I go through and make my call. There's a whole bunch of people who go down to Florida. Why you would ever leave Dudley, I have no idea. I have some people who traditionally reach out. Again, I'll extend the invitation. Don't usually email things, but if we need to get a copy down to someone in Florida, it's such a crew. Usually I just get a telephone call, and I'm happy to do that. Pretty soon, we're going to be getting our requests for taxes paid in the calendar year. We have a form for that. We want to make sure that that information's not going out to the general public. There is a cost for that. Nothing really new on the health insurance front, at least from the trust's end. Hopefully there'll be more to come in the next 30 or 45 days. Did want to echo the sentiment of the accountant that there are going to be some policies coming out. The financial team, the continuity of it, much like the Board of Selectmen, there should be one meeting spilling into the next one, discussing the value of a weekly meeting as opposed to every other week, even if it's just a brief meeting, just the idea that on a short week or a week that's extremely busy, there's still that time for the group to have that discussion. Beyond that, hopefully it's clear sailing for Santa and all the helpers.
Any
Thank you.
questions for the treasurer collector? Thank you, Rich. Departmental communication. Oh, we just did that. Board member comments. Mr. Starczewski.
Nothing tonight.
Mrs. Snevich.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
All right, you heard it. Tree lighting Thursday night, Santa's tour on Saturday afternoon.
Kicked off in 30 minutes.
I'm choosing not to mention that team that plays to avoid jinxing anything that could happen. I have nothing else tonight. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?